You ain't doing what you're supposed to do, dog. Might not let you in. It's on. All right, Saints, we're going to go ahead and do this. Hope you got all the right people watching. Dig, should we do a sound bite? Yeah. All right. All right, let's see here. Let me find this. Let me find this. All right. Let me go ahead and pray real quick. We don't want to be all night with this. Going through this. In fact, I ain't gonna worry about the sound bite, but we have a brother, Galen, down in Texas, who believes in a 12-hour Sabbath doctrine. And so in the sound bite that I have, my name was mentioned how many times, Brother Best?
About 3 times.
About at least 3 times. Now, one thing I want to say about this is that if you're going to mention my name and you're going to say that you came to me, well, I'm going to debunk that right now. You didn't come to me, because coming to me, this is what coming to me is. When me and you sit down and open up the books, I gave you something because knowing when I'm at the feast, I know I'm ripping and running. So before I go down, I'm already prepared to give people just a portion and let them know that we can get back at this later. And I've been here, I've been over. And number 2, I told Brother Greg to tell you to give me a call. I ain't heard from him. So we're going to go ahead and run this down and be offended or whatever it is. You know, I'm not worried about it because, one, we can't have that type of 12-hour Sabbath day floating around in the ministry. Neither does anybody else need to get a hold of this and think that that is valid. All right? Now, you happen to get a hold of this video while I'm doing this teaching, then text me and we can do it legitly. I can play the sound bite so everybody hear what you said, and then we can abide by what's written and what is it here on what we're about to go over. So my question is, how do you observe the Holy Sabbath? The 12-hour Sabbath Day Doctrine. All right? So I journey to discover why some believe that the Sabbath day only lasts for 12 hours. Right? Now, the verse used for the 12-hour Sabbath, John 11:9. And it says, Jesus answered. Is Jesus a problem? Is that name a problem?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Damn it, let's move on. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world. Now that's the one that they use. All right? So, what did Christ mean? Now, in order to understand what Yeshua meant, you must understand what's laid out in the Torah about parts of the day. Okay? So, terms to know. Day, night, morning, evening. These are things you're going to have to know if you want to get understanding on this. All right. Genesis 1, 3, and 5. Now, this is what you heard on the soundbite earlier, that, the brother said that Pastor gave him Genesis 1, 4, and 5, and he couldn't just receive that. All right? So we're going to deal with that. Because I know what's in here. I know what I'm talking about. But again, we didn't sit down. to even deal with the matter and open up the book. So therefore, there ain't no need to bring up my name and say you brought anything to leadership. I'm going to tell you and everybody that's out here that's in the straight way or anywhere, if you ever got something from me, and you really got it, you got it because we done went down and we done labored and we done got in it. Other than we talking in passing, you make sure you got understanding before you go on video talking about I gave you something. So Genesis 1:3 through 5. All right. So let's open it up, Deacon. Let's go. Listen to this.
Then Yah said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And Yah saw that the light was good. And Yah separated the light from the darkness. Yah called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day.
All right. Now, so in the KJV, in the same chapter, it says, and Yah saw the light, that it was good, and Yah divided the light from. Where did the light come from?
The darkness.
From darkness. All right? And he said there was evening and morning, and it was what? First day. So that right there, evening and morning, is a process of having a whole day. Now I'm going to prove it to you. I gave it to him. It wasn't enough. All right? So here we go. Here's the summary of understanding when we talk about dividing. All right? And we're going to look at it from the nifal form of the verb. All right? You have different forms. The pael, all right? Or the peal, all right? The hifil, or the nifal. The nifal is the form where it means to do. All right? It hasn't been done, or it's not about to be done, or it's standing open, meaning it will be done. All right? But this means to do. All right? And that means to separate oneself from, to withdraw from. All right? And so I'm going to give you a nice little diagram here at the bottom. You see that? Light came from. All right? You got it? Light came from what?
Darkness.
From darkness. So if you are from your father, Brother Keith, which is more dominant? You or your father? Your father. You are of your father. You are from. Light came from darkness. Remember I said that. Watch when we get to this. All right? So this example, again, wasn't good enough, all right, for a certain brother. And that's Brother Gabriel. So let's get into this. The word day, yom, Hebrew 31:17. Day, time, year, day. As opposed to what? Night. Day, 24-hour period. I didn't write this. 24-hour period. As defined by what?
Evening.
And what?
Morning.
In where?
Genesis chapter 1.
So it wasn't good enough in Genesis chapter 1. You see that, Brother Keith?
See it.
So this is from what I'm reading. This what this day came from, that verse. That number is in that verse. All right? Look what it says. As a division of time. Now that's big. A working day. Or look, a day's journey. I underline that because we got something we got to look at with that. Remember, a day's journey is underlined. All right? Days, lifetime, time, period, year. Remember. So we're going to go more in depth in that. But look here, right here in the ancient Hebrew lexicon that's pertaining to the Strong's number. Right here. All right, look what it says. The day ends and the new day begins when what? When the sun set over the Mediterranean. Where the hell are you getting this stuff from, bro? Here it is. Right here. Where the hell are you getting this from? Calling my damn name. Here it is right here. Let's go. Night. Layel. Night. Night as opposed to what? Day. Of gloom. Now look at this. Protective shadow. Remember that. Remember that. Now watch this. When we look at it in the ancient Hebrew lexicon, look what it says right here. When the night comes, the night sky rolls out like a scroll. What does it do? A protective cover. It covers the what? The day. When daylight comes, the night rolls up, so it uncovers. So when you uncover, that's what happened to light when it first happened. Yah saw that the light was good, right? And he divided it from the darkness. All right? Remember, darkness already existed. All right? The whole earth was dark. Right? And without form, right? So darkness was already here. What are you doing, bro? With these 12 hours? Night. Night, season, midnight. All right? Let's roll. Evening. Now, here we go. Evening. This is why I get to smack people in their goddamn hand. You hear me, bro? Look at this. Ereb. Remember Ereb told? Layla told? Remember those? Y'all remember that, mother? Going through that? All right. This is from the BDB. Evening. Night. How the heck is evening and night then? Look at this. Sunset. Did we just see that? Right? Hold up. The day ends and the new day begins when the sun sets. Do you see that? Evening, night, sunset. Evening, sunset, night. You never thought evening would have been there, would you? So that means there's a night, you hear me? And a day, day one.
That's right.
That's what evening and morning is. There were evening, night, and morning, day, one day. This don't make sense? Best, this don't make sense. Damn, it's right there. Look at this. Let's look at the verb form right here. All right? To be dark as the evening sky. Darkened. You see that? Now, the one that's pertaining to this verse that we're looking at is right here, the noun form. The dark of the evening, or dark-skinned people. From its shade, a dark covering. Light was covered. You see that? Night, mingle, people, eventide. Eventide means now it's right back to where it started. When the light, there it is. Evening, it goes right back to where it started. And that process can be seen. This is why you observe the Sabbath. Because you observe everything that Yah done over and over for 6 days. All right? Morning. Remember Boca told? Right? Layla told? Right, morning. Break of day. That's when the day come in. That's when the light come in. Evening, night was in.
Right.
Morning, break of day. Is it not here?
It is.
But wait a minute, I ain't done yet. We're going to get it. Look, morning, end of night, which is the first part of the day. Damn it. Damn it. Right? Nigga. Call my name. What? All right. Let me go back. All right. And Yah went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud and led them by the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, to give them light to go by day and night. Now, We're talking about versions of the day from Exodus 13:21, which we just read. Of day. All right? All right, you see this? Because this is from here, from Exodus. So we pull this. All right? Your man. The BDD definition. BDB. By day. In the daytime. You see that? Daytime. Substantive. See, I got that highlighted. You see that?
Yep.
You see it? Substantive. Do you see it? I'm going to keep asking you. Do you see substantive? Because I'm going to be using this word for the rest of this goddamn old message. Nigga. You hear me? I'm going. Look here. Night. Layil. Night opposed to day. A gloom. Protective shadow. Is still talking about it. But let's dig into this more. All right? Examples of day usage. All right? Day of Atonements. One day as 1,000 years, as in 2 Peter 3:8. Remember we said that? A Sabbath day's journey. Right? So, when we break down substantive, all right, I want to make sure we didn't miss it. All right, we did. We good. All right, when we look at substantive means broken down into parts of a day. So that's why it broke it down as it did from this verse. So when we went and we got to of the day, you got it? That's why I said substantive. Okay? Now, let's go. Details pertaining to the Sabbath day journey. Supposed to be a distance of 2,000 cubits or less than a half mile. A distance which, according to Jewish tradition, it was allowable to travel on a Sabbath day without violating the law. Why? Because it was less than a mile. You hear me? Less than a half mile. Less than a quarter mile. So, do you think it'll take you 24 hours to walk a half a mile? What about 12 hours? See how that substantive means part. So it's referring to a part of a day. That's the part of a part of a day. So around 12 o'clock, I probably could have walked to where, because remember, and reason why they did this, and these verses I got there all refers to how they encamped around the tabernacle. So it's about less than a half a mile to walk from each direction coming from the camps that was encamped around. So that's why that had became a concern. So that saying a Sabbath day journey was referring to the distance from the tabernacle to the outskirts of the camp. This makes sense? But is that so now that's how long we're supposed to keep Sabbath? No, because that's just a part of a day. All right, so here we go. All right, substantive, having a separate and what? Independent existence. It went past. There it is. There it is. All right, we got it. Now here we go. We're going to evaluate the daily process that happened. In both of these, I'm going to review something with you because this is what y'all did. See, this ain't going to take long. We had screen 17, all right, of 26. We almost done. You got it? So look at this. Genesis 1:4. Let's read that again. Let's go, Brother Snow.
And y'all saw that the light was good, and y'all separated the light from the darkness.
He separated the light from the darkness. So obviously this is a process. So let's look at verse 14. What says verse 14?
And y'all said, let there be lights In the dome of
Stop.
the
He
sky.
said, let there be lights in what?
In the dome of the sky.
In the dome of the sky, which is what? The firmament.
That's it.
Come on.
To separate the day from the night.
To separate the day from the night.
And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years.
All right, so in the KJV it says, and Yah said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide. Again, he didn't say night from the day.
Right.
To divide what? The day from the night.
That's right.
See that? Because day is light, night is darkness. Right? So he's still going through that process again. He didn't flip-flop it around. All right, so back to his argument. So this is what I'm getting ready to do right here. Look at this. John 11:9. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours? Look, this is where he missed it at. In, look, the day. Meaning part. Substantive. Not a day. If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world. Substantive. Ain't that it, brother?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Thayers. In the day. This is from 11:9. You hear me? This is from 11:9, Josh. CJ Best. Kayvon, this is from 11:9. G 2250. Hamira. The day used of the natural day, or the interval between sunrise and sunset. That's the interval. Day, light. So you only keep the Sabbath for an interval.
That's right.
You're keeping Sabbath for an interval. You're keeping Sabbath for an interval. If you keep a 12-hour Sabbath. Did we not hear it? I played the sound bite. Did you hear that? 12 hours, right? So now this is what Pastor Corey said. I'm putting it on video. This is what Pastor Corey said. Did you hear what I said? The 12-hour Sabbath is an interval Sabbath. Is it right here or not? As disguised from the contrast with the night. Look at this. In the daytime, metaphorically, the day is regarded as the time for abstaining from indulgence, vice, crime, because acts of sort are perpetuated at night in darkness. See, that was giving you an example right there. They laid it out. What night is. But the day that it was talking about in that verse was only talking about an interval. Gotcha.
Drops.
That's it. Now here we go. Look, we're about to be climbing. But they constrained him, saying, abide with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is far spent. He said it's toward evening. Night.
Yep.
Do we just not look it up?
Yes, sir.
And he said, then to come back, he said the day is far what? Spent. That means ain't no more daylight. And he went in to tarry with them, Brother Josh. Got it. Evening day before the Sabbath, and now when the even was come, because it was the preparation, that is, the day before the Sabbath. So it was telling when even came in, it was the preparation day. That means preparation day came in at even. When the light had expired, preparation day was on. And it was saying it was the day before the Sabbath. Is that not right here? All we had to do was sit down, brother. I told you evening, then morning, first day. All I do is sit down. It said, Mark 16:9, appeared first to Mary Magdalene. Now, when Jesus was risen early, the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 devils. Now, the reason why we got this up here, because the next thing we're going to put up here is from John 20. All right? John 20 going to go into detail. All right? So, he said he appeared to her when? Deacon? Early when?
First day.
Early first day. So, that means it's light according to the 12-hour Sabbath, right? Don't it mean it's a light out there, because now it's a day. Do you see day in it? I know how simple is that. Day. Man, you look, read this. All right, here it is. John 20, verse 1. It was still what?
Dark.
When it's still dark. Don't you see that? Look, D. It was still
Dark.
Say that with me, Brother Galen. It was still dark. Don't it say that? It was still dark. The first day of the week. So we on the first day of the week, it's still dark. How the hell, if we got a 12-hour Sabbath, how is that darkness when you only keep it during the day for 12 hours?
Quite the conundrum.
There it is. It was still dark. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. Ladies and gentlemen, the 12-hour Sabbath is destroyed, beat up, bruised, broken, no more. Is there anybody here that believes in the 12-hour Sabbath? Right? What that is?
That's it.
Shabbat Shalom, Israel. I hope we all heard. Here's our ministry where we teach Sabbath from sundown to sundown. All right? And here's the email if you got any questions. If you want to donate, brother, after that magnificent layout, feel free to donate to the congregation here in Kansas City at paypal.me/Pastor Corey, who keeps a 24-hour Sabbath. If you would like to call us, our phone number is 816-656-7131. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom.